Assalamu alaikum. Wow, way more women than men. Is that how it is since morning or because I'm speaking? Is it how it is? MashaAllah. Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا إنك سميع مجيب الدعاء. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع وقلب لا يخشع ونفس لا تشبع ودعاء لا يسمع. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Number one, this is my first time in Hong Kong. I landed little bit more than 24 hours. It's not a joke, it's true. I don't know how you are living here. It's too humid, but you get used to it, right? And this reminds, the reason I'm saying this, I was told it's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Definitely it is. I didn't see much, but just the drive from the hotel to here. And this is what I remind myself, and this is for all of us. Anything you see around you is a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You probably got used to it because you live here. And when you live in a place, even the beauty becomes norm, if not boring. And you need someone to come and remind you of the ni'mah of Allah, the blessings of Allah. For example, I live in California, in the United States. And once I say California, the faces change, right? And if I tell you I live in Orange County, Irvine, even the faces change more. But I don't feel it. I mean, I know it's beautiful, but the daily race, I call it, the rat race of every day, takes you. But what catches your eyes in Hong Kong is not the tall buildings, because that's Hong Kong. Not Hong Kong in the night, because when you read about Hong Kong, that's what they tell you. And it's so true. It's much nicer in the night than in the morning. But what catches your eyes in Hong Kong? Let's see if you have noticed. Can anyone tell me? Just raise your hand because of the number. What catches your eyes in Hong Kong as a Muslim? Bismillah. I'm sorry? It's beautiful. Yes, we agreed on that. It's very beautiful. It's stunning, actually. In the night, it's stunning. I took pictures today before Fajr. It was beautiful. I was like, now I know. Yes, it's very expensive. That's a different story. It's the most expensive city in the world. I was reading about it, and I was like, subhanallah. But what catches your eyes as a Muslim? Yes. No, the one, yeah. Yeah. Say it again. Can you say it loud, or someone said it to me? The people are trying to promote halal things. I'm sure it is true. I didn't have time for this yet. It's only 24 hours. I'll give it to you. As they were taking me from the airport, they said, this is a city between the water and the mountains, which is so true. But everything else, or everything is built inside the mountains. Because they had this discussion yesterday, somebody was asking me, the graveyards in the mountains. And I said, is that okay? They are asking me. I said, what do you mean in the mountains? Then I did see it. And I said, yeah, it's okay, because it's still in the ground. As a Muslim, now let's see how many of you have paid attention. How many of you born and raised in Hong Kong? Okay, a good number. How many of you have been here at least 10, 15 years? What catches your eyes when I told you it's a city built? It's built in mountains. That's why when we're driving, very rarely we get into straight streets. Very different from where I came. I live in California, yes, mountains on my left and the ocean on my right, but in between there is valley. Like Orange County is a valley. The left is mountain, the right is ocean. What is special? Now let's see how much you know your deen. What did remind you? And I sent a picture to one of my friends. She responded with a verse from the Quran. She got it. وَثَمُودَ الَّذِينَ جَابُوا الصَّخْرَ بِالْوَادِ. The people of Thamud, what did they do? Exactly, they carved homes in the mountains. And I was looking there and I said, Subhanaka Rabbi, you showed it to me with my own eyes. That we build, not people 100 years ago. As a Muslim, and this is one of the first things, I may not be covering all what I was asked to cover, but it doesn't matter. As Muslims living in this day and age, and Allah put you, as I was asking, may Allah reward my generous hosts, and I say, the joke, why do you live in Hong Kong? A most expensive city, it's very humid. And they said, we have no reason other than, I loved the answer. Allah wants us to be here. So you as Muslims, mashallah, tabarakallah, because again, the first question when I was telling my friends, I'm gonna go, this is a trip, speaking trip, but my first stop in Hong Kong, were there Muslims in Hong Kong? I said, I don't know, but obviously there is. Why do they make a conference in Hong Kong unless there are Muslims, right? So the question for everybody to take with you home, especially when you get speakers from outside, what is Allah teaching you when you start driving? It's crowded, it is not. All the traffic are red, all the traffics were green. And you turn around and you see this tallest building, next to it, very old building. You see people, I saw yesterday, Bentley, a car. Then the taxis are not very new cars. What is Allah teaching you on a daily basis? Because Allah said it in the Quran repeatedly. أَفَلَمْ يَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Didn't they walk in this earth? فَيَنْظُرُوا. So they see, but not see only, because all of you are seeing. But are you seeing? Are you seeing with your own eyes as you turn to the left and you see this huge mountain, green, in between these huge buildings, tall buildings? Now I know why there is no homes. It's not because people want to live in high-rise buildings, because there's no other option. You don't have flat land. What a creation of Allah. Yet, it's one of the most dense populated city. Have you thought of that? What is the message? What is He teaching you? What He taught me in the last 24 hours? It's all His. And don't be like the people of Thamud. Don't be like the people of Ad. What did Allah say about Ad? What did Allah say about Ad in Ash-Shu'ara? كذبت عاد المرسلون. The Ad did not believe in their prophets. إذ قال لهم أخوهم هود ألا تتقون. Their brother, he was from their community, Hud, looked at his people and says, don't you have taqwa? Be Allah conscious. طيب. إني لكم رسول أمين. This is repeated. I am a trustworthy messenger. فاتقوا الله وأطيعون. Be Allah conscious and listen to what I'm saying. This is not what I want to share with you. Look at this verse. I want you all to look at Surah Ash-Shu'ara, poem, the poets. Because the moment you drive in Hong Kong streets, this verse has to come to you. أَتَبْنُونَ بِكُلِّ رِيعٍ آيَةً تَعْبَثُونَ. Do you build in every spot a sign? And you are doing it out of, like you're playing, it's very norm. وَتَتَّخِذُونَ مَصَانِعَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَخْلُدُونَ. And you build factories that you are living here forever. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُونَ. Be Allah conscious. Be Allah conscious and listen to what I'm saying. وَاتَّقُوا الَّذِي أَمَدَّكُمْ بِمَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Be Allah conscious. Be conscious of the one who gave you everything. أَمَدَّكُمْ بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ. He gave you wealth and children. What I'm trying to say to you before, again, I don't know how much time left, but when you live in wherever you live, because what I met yesterday, last night, was an amazing, beautiful gathering. There was sisters from different background, not all of them born, raised in Hong Kong, in different places, mainly from Asia. But what did you learn? When Allah and you and me going to be standing in front of Him, He's going to ask me, I brought you to Hong Kong. What did you learn? How did you serve me? Did this trip brought you closer to me? I'll turn it around and I'm going to ask you all, what did Hong Kong do to you? You're a minority, as we are in the United States. What did you do here? This is the university, if I'm not wrong, right? So how many students, how many Muslim students in the class? Could be one, because I'm assuming it's a very small minority. What did you do as a one person? Allah put you among the non-Muslims with the freedom to practice your deen. If you didn't have the freedom, I will not be standing here talking to you. What did you do with this opportunity? Did you change the mind of one person, especially she or a he, about Islam? Not necessarily they embraced Islam, but did you change the mind of one person about the woman in Islam, the Muslim woman, about the Muslim men who they think A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the wrong assumptions? Did you? When Allah put us for a hikmah, for a wisdom, He knows among non-Muslims, He's going to ask me. You came to Hong Kong as the majority of the Muslims in the United States, the migrant, to have a better life. Don't tell me you came here for da'wah. Very unlikely. I don't want to generalize, but I know myself when I moved to the States. Better education, better degree, better everything. Walillahi alhamd. I'm not going to argue, and this is here the same. But the question is, can I have both? I had a friend of mine, subhanAllah, everything I was planning to say, it changed once I start seeing you. And this is usually happens with the speakers. You prepare something, you come up on the stage, you see people, you changed. What message I want to give to you, and then I'll cover quickly what I was asked to talk about. Take this opportunity and make the best of it as much as you can. Don't push yourself to the limits. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. But when Allah put you in Hong Kong, in the university, in the school, wherever you work, that means He knew you have potentials. Use it. And don't get absorbed in the dunya. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, again, I remember this verse as I was looking around. When the people of Qarun, and this is in chapter, the stories, Al-Qasas, Inna Qaruna kana min qawmi Musa. Qarun was from the people of Moses. فَبَغَى عَلَيْهِمْ. بَغَى عَلَيْهِمْ, he acted with arrogance. وَأَتَيْنَاهُ مِنَ الْكُنُوزِ مَا إِنَّ مَفَاتِحَهُ لَتَنُوءُ بِالْعُصْبَةِ أُولِي الْقُوَّةِ. We have gave him wealth. Think of the richest person in Hong Kong, in China, in Asia. You name it, you know the names, I know the names. Nothing like Qarun. Because Allah described him. He didn't say how much money he had in the bank. He didn't say how much buildings he owns here and there. He said the keys of his treasure, the people, group of men, very strong men, cannot carry the keys. Can you imagine this? So how much money he had? A lot of money. What did his people told him? Which basically Allah is teaching you and me. Again, every time you live in a place where wealth is the biggest issue, wealth is the focus, money is the focus, right? فَبَغَى عَلَيْهِمْ. When we become wealthy, and may Allah forgive us all, indirectly we start thinking we are better than other people. Very few exceptions. We cannot say everyone, but in general. And Allah says his people talk to him. طيب إذ قال له قومه. His people said to him, لا تفرح. Don't be arrogant. Don't be so happy with what you have. Why? I worked hard for it. I went to school that many years. You don't know how many hours I work, how many meetings I go to. لا تفرح. Why? إن الله لا يحب الفرحين. Allah doesn't love those who, not joyful. If that's how it's translated, that's not what Allah meant. Allah doesn't like those who brag about their wealth. Don't make sure everybody knows what car you drive. Don't make sure every person knows the purse you're carrying, or the watch, or where did you go for a vacation. لا تفرح. إن الله لا يحب الفرحين. Allah is not happy with those who brag. I don't know about your children, but we have an issue in the United States where children, 9 years of age, bully another person because of the car the parents drive. And the parents are very wealthy, but they just don't show off. And then what do I do with the money, Allah? You gave me the money. Now the balance of this deen. This deen is a deen of balance. May Allah give us the sight and the insight to see the balance. And he said, they told him, وَابْتَغِ فِي مَا أَتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةِ. Use the wealth that you have. Use the knowledge you have. Use the ability you have, whatever Allah gave you, for the day of judgment. So when you stand in front of him, you're the best engineer, you're the best IT, you're the best mother, you're the best CEO. Doesn't matter what Allah gave you, use it for your akhirah. That's it. So how do I live in this life? Next verse, next part of the verse. وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Don't forget your share from this life. Live comfortable, but don't brag and show. And make sure everybody knows what you have. وَابْتَغِ فِي مَا أَتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةِ وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Don't forget your share from this life, but then وَأَحْسِنْ. Live this life with excellence, with Allah and with the people. With Allah and with the people. إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. So as Muslims, minority, and you're very small minorities, living in the most expensive city in the world. It used to be, I don't know if it's still, I didn't have time to check. It is still the business district of Asia, or it moved to Singapore? It's still, right? And this is huge. Because for us in the United States is New York. So if you live in Manhattan, the first question, what do you do? It's still less expensive than you. But it is very expensive. You live in very small. You can barely walk in that apartment. And you pay arm and leg, as we say. Bottom line. Be grateful where Allah put you. Wherever Allah put you, be grateful. Because that's the best place for you at this moment. If he decides to move you tomorrow to wherever, it's all his lands. When I decided to move from the United States to Jeddah to study, was one of the most difficult decisions. And I remember I was given this advice from a physician, subhanAllah, Muslim physician. And he said, I can see your challenge. I can see why you're hesitant. But remember one thing. I want you all to remember this. If your heart, this is the advice I was given. If your heart is connected with Allah, memorize this. If your heart is connected with Allah, it doesn't matter in which land of Allah you live. This is Allah's land. I'm going from you to Qatar, it's Allah's land. I came from United States, California, it's Allah's land. I have no idea where will I die. It's Allah's land. Wherever Allah puts you, be the servant of Allah. Abdullah, Abdat or Amatullah. Servant of Allah, the goal is to please Him. Just before I came with you, I had a counseling session with a lot of the women, and it's a very common issue these days. Men may be less, but women is seeing it more because the role is shifting. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I am a student, I am a daughter, or I am a student and I'm working. There's so many things you juggle in a day. And you probably are seeing it with your wives or your sisters. So what do? I have to have 2 jobs, and I'm a father, and I have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm so overwhelmed. What should I do? Simple answer. And this is actually why we're having more mental health issues these days, because we're overwhelmed. What does Allah want from you at this moment? What is the priority? At work, He wants you to be the best servant of Allah at work. You go home, you need to be the best father or the best son or the best brother to please Him. Same thing applies to you, priority. The reason we get into, I was asked to talk about mental illness, and I'll just summarize it easy. Number 1, and I want this to stick in your mind. Mental illness is an illness. It's not a stigma. It's like you have headaches, like you have pain, like you are coughing, like you have flu. Things very common. And it's becoming very common these days because we are overwhelmed. We are not because we are not talking, we didn't talk about it before. Part of it maybe, but mainly because we are overwhelmed. We have thought, someone put in our brain, men and women, but especially women, that we are superwomen and we are supermen. There's none of that. Allah didn't create super. Allah created human being. What did He say about us in the Quran? خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. The human being, insan, was created weak. What does weak mean? Mean there is things are stronger than me, bigger than me. Don't go there. So mental illness, number 1, is an illness. It's not a stigma. You don't laugh at people who have asthma. Do you? When they cough, you feel for them. Oh, it's allergy. Did you eat something? Oh, it's the weather. Do you have your medication with you? That's how we should be, compassionate. That's what we are, Muslims, compassionate. Never laugh at people or put a stigma. Oh, you have an anxiety. Yeah, I do. This thing I can't handle. What is wrong with that? You have another thing you can handle, or you have another thing you can't handle. Number 1. Number 2, what should I do? Brush it under the rug, as we say there. Oh, your iman is weak. Iman is weak, I don't get up for Fajr. Iman is weak, I see haram and I don't lower my gaze. Done? Am I done? I can't read it. 5 minutes, okay, thank you. طيب. Iman is weak, I don't wake up for Fajr. Iman weak when the people around me, Muslims or non-Muslims, doing things I know as a Muslim man or a woman should not do, I still do. My Iman is weak. But that doesn't mean when I get anxiety or I get depression or I get bipolar, my Iman is weak. The man, Sahabi, companion, saw Rasul alayhi salatu wassalam. And when he came to him and said the meaning of, I don't feel well, I feel down. How many of us feel this? What did he tell him? Your Iman is weak? Don't talk about that. You shouldn't. Shame on you. Hasha. He said, ask Allah for forgiveness. Ask Allah for forgiveness. This is what I tell people. I am not a psychiatrist, I'm an OBGYN. I deliver babies, but I see it a lot with my patients. During pregnancy and especially after delivery. One patient, I said to her, a very dear patient to me, and she's a friend of mine, and I said, listen, if you are not gonna take this medication, I am picking the phone on your husband and your mother, and I say, if you're not gonna give it to her, I am gonna give it to her. Because I don't want you to kill yourself after delivery, let alone kill your baby. It is not a stigma, it's a disease. It's an illness, but you can get better. It's curable, it's not cancer. Walillahi alhamd. You absolutely can get better. 3 levels. This is how I look at it. Number 1, acknowledge you have it. And acknowledge that your wife, yourself, your brother, your father, your mother has it. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't look down at them, ever. Because may Allah test you with the same way. First. Second, yes, treat it with Islamic treatment like everything else. Ar-Ruqya, they call it. Islamic treatment. Read Quran, read the names of Allah, put the dua, read Al-Fatiha with complete conviction that it's curable, that the Fatiha is a Shafiya. The chapter Al-Fatiha is a cure. But you have to have this feeling inside you. Third, altogether, if the Islamic didn't work, that means it needs number 3. And number 3 is you go and see specialists, they put you on medications, take the medications. It is not gonna make you an addict. That's what I hear from people. Absolutely it is not. It is not narcotics. It's medication to bring back the balance of the chemicals in the brain. It is not habit forming. And it doesn't mean all your life you will use it. Sometimes whatever you are going through, your body needs adjustment, and that will help you. I'll give you an example, and I will end up with here, about the power, which sometimes many of us don't believe in it, the power of dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the power of sending salawat ala nabi alayhi salatu wassalam. This happened to me actually. I was traveling for a humanitarian work, I got very sick, then I was well, so I said I'm going back. So I put myself on the plane, alhamdulillah, and then in my second leg of the plane, of the trip, which is above, over the ocean, again I live in America, which is about 11 hours, I got sick again, extremely sick like a dog. This is how we say it there. And subhanallah, fever, bone pain, you name it. And I maxed on Tylenol, we call it, which is paracetamol. And I didn't have anything else. So I called the flight. She came actually, says, are you okay? I said, no, I am not. Just try to get me some ibuprofen. She said, I have it, but I can't give it to you because it's against the rules. I said, okay, qaddar Allah ma sha'a fa'al. Everybody is sleeping, it's night, and I cannot, hurt and fever. Next 2 hours, I remembered the hadith of Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, when the man asked him about salawat, sending salutation. And he said, and he told him how much, 1/3, 1/4, all of it. And he said, if you do all of it, tukfa hammak, what you are worried about, you will not worry about it anymore. Allah brought this hadith to me. For the next 2 hours, I'm doing salawat ala nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, non-stop. With this, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't do anything. Okay, I'm doing it. Another flight attendant come to me. Oh, actually, they called, is there any physician in the plane? The pilot was sick. So I called her and I said, I'm a physician. She said, no, you're sick, we can see that we found another physician. She looked at me and says, can I do anything to you? I said, I only want ibuprofen. She said, I know I shouldn't give it to you, but I will give it to you. She gave me 2 tablets, subhanalladhi la illahu. The fever went, the bone pain went, I was able to sleep. Next thing, we have already landed. The combination, this is what I want to share with you. You always start with dua, with ruqya, with full conviction that Allah is the one who cures you. And Allah is the one who creates the tablets. And Allah who makes the tablets works. He didn't make the tablets as a stigma. And He did not create the disease as a stigma. He created it for us, purify us, elevate our status. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all of you, Ya Rabbi Ameen, shower you with health, shower you with mental health, shower you with physical health. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you a key of opening goodness where you are living in Hong Kong. Jazakum Allahu khairan. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.